Hey everybody, I am Miss Agee and I'm going to be your teacher for remediation. I'm so sorry that I cannot be there today to kind of help get you started, but I'm hoping that this video can kind of put to rest some questions or concerns that you may have about this class and to let you know how this works and what's expected of you and what to expect of the course. So first of all, I need to mention that there is a 0 hour option available to you. If you don't want to be pulled out of whatever period you have me in, like if you're in choir, for example, and you don't want to be pulled out of that, that's completely possible. Um, I have a class right now only on Monday and Wednesdays, but if we need to make it and expand it bigger, we can to go through the rest of the week. But right now we're just doing Monday and Wednesdays, okay? 7:30 to 8:20, and that it is in my room here in 117. And you won't be pulled out of whatever period you're being pulled out of right now. If that is an option that you think that you would be interested in, you can sign up on the high school's webpage. Go to whitehallsd.org, and then from there, click on Whitehall High under Schools. Then click on Parent and Forms. And then in the lower right hand corner, there should be a form called 0 hour request or 0 hour remediation request. I can't remember exactly what it says, but it's something along the lines of that. Fill it out and submit it. You can do this today before you get started. One thing about that though, if you sign up for 0 hour, you're expected to be at 0 hour. If you miss a certain amount of days, I have to report my attendance every morning to Miss Span, who's over the remediation program as well. And if you miss a certain amount of days, I got to kick you out and say, hey, you're back to coming during your regular testing period on that. So, it's completely up to you. You have to be responsible for being here. Sorry, I've been talking all day. But yeah, you can't do both. You can't come in the morning when you want to and then come in the afternoon when you can't make it in the morning. I've had a lot of students come to me and really ask that. I'm like, no, it's either or. Either or. Pick one. Doesn't matter to me. Just pick one. And right now, like I said, only Monday and Wednesdays, but if we get more interest in it, I think we'll be happy with making another class if we need to. So what is remediation? Well, we use a website called Edmentum or Plato, and it's completely tailored to fit you and your unique needs as a student in my class. And what that means is that it's going to test you. In fact, the first test that you take, it's going to test you to see what you know and what you don't know. The stuff that you know, they're going to push that aside, and they're just going to prescribe you what you need. Okay? Now, it is possible to test out the very first day that you're in here. I have had 13 students do that. I was super happy. I'm still super happy about it. It can be done. I'm just throwing that out there. So please, please, please do the very, very best that you can on that first pre-diagnostic pre-test that you take, because you will have less to do or maybe not even anything to do. Okay? What this means is that, let's just say student A made an 80 and student B made a 30. Pretty sure it's obvious, but student A will probably have little to nothing to do, and student B will have almost all of it to do. So it's really, really up to you when you get out, which is my next thing. When do you get out? I have a lot of students that ask me that the first day, just kind of trying to go over things that I think need to be addressed to you. It's really up to you how long it takes, because I don't know where you're at grade level wise. I don't know how you're going to test, and even then, you can get several tests done a day if you have prescribed coursework after that first test. And you can be out pretty quickly. I'm not going to say that you're going to be out tomorrow. I'm not going to say you're going to be out today or even a month from now. I'm just saying that the less you have to do, the better on that. And when you finish in here, I have to keep you in my classroom for the remainder of the period. But after that, you can be released back to your regular period teacher. So let's go over the actual mastery tests. After that first pre-diagnostic test that you take that places you where you need to be, and you have more work to do in that subject, I don't mind if you skip around there. It doesn't matter what order you work in. You can do any subject first, and within the subject, you can do any test you want in any order. Okay, it doesn't have to be done by the book. And this is something I like to tell students too. A lot of my students get frustrated at a certain test, and I tell them, hey, just move on and come back to this later. And usually a fresh perspective really, really helps you pass that test. So that's what I suggest to you right now, is that if you're having issues passing a test, move on. As for those tests, the ones after that first initial one, you have to make an 80% or higher on everything. Okay? I know that I'm horrible with test anxiety, so don't stress out when I tell you this. You can take any test, with the exception of the pretest, as many times as you need to make an 80% to pass. So don't stress out too much. If you can't get it, that's fine. Go over that tutorial again, which is going to show you what's going to be on that test, and take it again. Has to be completed with 80% mastery. Another thing that I get is, can we do this at home? And the answer is absolutely not. You cannot do this at home. Not only because the website won't let you log on. I have it set to that. I can log on from home if I want to, but y'all can't. Students cannot. It locks you out completely. And even then, I would know that you were on. The reason why we don't allow students to test at home is because you may decide to give your login information to your friend or a cousin or whoever who agrees to do this for you, and I wouldn't know the difference. I'd come into work the next day, and it shows that this student had logged on at 7:30 at night and completed 5 tests, showed how long he was on task, and showed the grade. And I wouldn't know the difference if it was really him or her or not. I wouldn't know. There's no way to know. And because of that, you have to test in person. Another question I get is, can I do this in another class? And the answer is no. You have to do this in person with me. Absolutely no refuting that, no anything. It has to. Another question I get is, after you take that first diagnostic pretest, is if you don't do so well, can you do it over? And the answer to that is no. It will not let me reset it. It won't let me see it. Nothing. That's almost one of the only things that it will not let me alter at all. So what you get is what you get, and you move on. If you didn't test so well, that's fine. Move on. If you did, that's great. One thing that I want to mention about 0 hour that I wrote down here on my little note card is you can't come to 0 hour and during the day. Okay, we don't do that. You either come on Monday or Wednesday, or you choose to be out of this class right now. We don't allow you to go, well, I'm going to skip morning remediation today and just go during 7th period, for example. No, we don't do that, okay? You either pick 0 hour or coming to me during the day. Some things that I want to go over with you are the rules. the substitute has these, and will distribute them to you. And they're obvious and self-explanatory, but I just want to reiterate and stress to you the importance of some of my major ones. Be in your seat when the tardy bell rings. Don't be up around talking to somebody or out in the hallway or whatever. I do not tolerate that, and you will sign my tardy sheet. If you are not present in my class, I will count you absent. Even if I've seen you on campus, if like you forget to come or whatever, I don't care. You need to remember to come. You need to find some way to remember to come, because if you are not in my class, I have to act like that's an absent and report that as an absence. Okay? No scooting around in your rolling chairs. Obviously, it probably can be annoying and loud and stuff, but it's also a safety hazard. You can fall back. You can hurt yourself. Don't do it. Also, absolutely no food or drink in my classroom, especially by the computers. They can dock my pay if I spill a Diet Pepsi on my computer. They can't dock yours because you don't work for them, okay? That's an absolute deal breaker. That's one way to get me mad really quick, and I'm not quick to anger. Another rule that I get a lot of flack about, I really do. You can't have any other browsers open on your internet browser. I mean, you can't have any tabs open, I apologize, on your internet browser except what you are working on for Plato and a calculator. Like if you need to use the calculator function, you can do that too if you're in math. I don't mind at all. If it's Plato related like that, that's fine. But if I catch you on YouTube watching videos, listening to music, or heck, even something like Google Maps, like just no, don't do that, because that's an automatic write-up right there. I'm not going to keep warning you, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. I can be mean, and you will see it come out if you do that. Do not do that, because that's a form of cheating, even if you aren't trying to cheat. I mean, it's just obvious. Just don't do it. All right? Besides that, just make sure that you read over the rules before you come to class next time. That way you know what's expected of you. Okay? Before we get started on the login process, you should know that sometimes Plato or Edmentum, it glitches. You might be in the middle of a mastery test, for example, and it won't let you, like it's a drag question, like it'll give you answer choices in this column, and in this column it'll have the question, and you're supposed to drag the answer to the question. Sometimes it won't do that, okay? That's an easy fix. All you have to do is just raise your hand or get my attention, say, Miss Agee, come over here. I have to personally see it with my own eyes that it's glitching out on you, and I'll just say, go on to the next question, and I will give you however many points that question is worth. As long as you like come close to passing, and then the question's worth like 20 points, for example, and I add that to your grade and it's an 80, you're good. That's a very easy fix. What I can't do is do that on pretests. What you got to do is, if you experience like a glitch like that on a pretest, you just have to move on and accept it for what it is, because it's just terrible like that. It won't let me edit a score on a pretest. It never has, and it probably never will. Let's go ahead and kind of log into your account and get started. Obviously, the website is on the bottom of your rules page, and it's www.ple.platoweb.com. This absolutely has to be done on Internet Explorer. Do not log into Google Chrome. Do not go to Mozilla Firefox for your browser. Go to Internet Explorer, okay? Then put the website in. If you put the website in and it doesn't go directly to the page, probably your first option in the list there is going to be the Plato Web Learning Environment, and you click on that link and it'll take you to the login. Now, this is something that it's kind of tricky. You wouldn't think that it would be, but it is. Okay, there's 3 lines on your page there to enter in your information. The first line's easy, and it's good for everybody. It's WHSD and the number 2. WHSD and the number 2. The second and third lines are your Stu Plato number, which is located on the sheet that was handed to you last week, stating that you would be in remediation. And it's capital S, little tu, capital P, little LATO, and then the number with no spaces. If you do not have your Stu Plato number, that's okay. I have a master list of logins in alphabetical order by my desk. It's on the wooden desk, actually, by the tardy sheet. And all you have to do is just look, but do not take that master list from that table to your spot. You absolutely have to leave it there. You know, you can write down your login on one of my sticky notes or whatever you need to do, but do not take that list away from where it's at. It's very important that you leave it there. Okay? So just to reiterate, the account login is WHSD and the number 2, and your username and password are your Stu Plato and then the number. Then you log in. This is your home page. It will tell you what you have subject-wise, okay? And it'll say like begin by the subject, and that will start your pre-diagnostic pretest. This is what I want you to start on today. Be busy the whole period, okay? If you don't finish today, that's fine, but I do want you to start. And I get this a lot. Everybody's like, which one do I do first? And the answer is I don't mind which one you do first. It does not matter to me. I'm not trying to be rude, but it doesn't matter to me which one you do on my end, just as long as you do it. I guess if you have any questions and you're not sure if you're going to remember it the next time you see me, just write it down, and you can remember to do that next time. And this is just kind of a crash video, something last minute that I was like, well, I need to leave them with something. I don't just need to leave them, you know, to fend for themselves out all alone and not know what to do and what the heck's going on. So I hope that I have answered a lot of your questions or concerns in this video, and if not, I will address those when I come back, and I look forward to meeting every single one of you. Good luck on your diagnostic pretest.